Hello everyone and welcome to my balcony garden. Today I am sowing peas. I'm finally starting to sow something this season. This is my first thing I'm sowing and I'm starting them off indoors. There are a few reasons I'm starting them off indoors. The first is that it gives them an early start in the season. So by the time the weather's a little bit warmer, the days are a bit longer, so around April, the peas are ready to be planted out into their larger pots and then they're just going to take off. So that's one reason. The second reason is that I don't have any space and I have a small growing space. I'm constantly trying to manage what plant goes where at what time. You can see behind me my balcony is full of pots right now, full of spring flowering bulbs and also some primulas and violas and things like that. So I could sow these outside already because you can actually sow peas outside as well from February onwards, but I don't have space. So for me, I'm starting them off inside because I do have a little bit of space here. And by the time my bulbs have finished flowering, the peas are going to be like, right, it's our time now, our time to shine, move over, and then I'll pop them in. As I mentioned before, February and March are the months to start sowing peas indoors. So let's get started. So I am sowing my old favorite. This is Kelvedon Wonder. Kelvedon Wonder is an early variety, which means it takes around 11 to 13 weeks from planting to harvesting. So in about 11 to 13 weeks, you're going to start having the peas to eat. This also means that you can sow earlies up until May or June and you're still going to get a harvest from them. Kelvedon Wonder is also a dwarf variety, so they grow to around 60 centimeters tall, which is ideal for someone like me who has a small growing space. It's manageable. I'm able to harvest them quickly so then I can use the pot for something else. Coincidentally, I did a video recently about how I grow food in my small city balcony, and that was actually one of the tips, was to either choose dwarf varieties or compact varieties and also early varieties, so things that harvest quickly and you can then move on to another crop, use that pot for something else once the crop that you have been growing is over. I'll link it above, you can check it out if you're interested. Let's get planting. Alrighty, so today I am sowing my peas into these module trays. It's actually not a module tray. These were old viola plug plants that I bought last year and I just saved the container because I think it's really handy. So I'm going to start filling the container with really good quality multi-purpose compost. Just filling in the modules, firming down as I go. Oh, I just love that smell of soil. The container for your peas should be around 9 centimeters deep because we're going to be sowing the peas at 5 centimeters. So we need also some space left at the bottom for the peas to put down their lovely roots up until like a centimetre from the top or something like that. Next, I'm just going to make holes in each module. I want it to be around 5 centimetres, as I mentioned before. If you are planting seeds into either a smaller pot and then you're going to transplant the peas out, or you're planting peas into sort of a larger container and that's where they're going to stay, make sure that they're around 5 centimetres from each other. Lovely. Now I'm going to take my peas. Watch how they roll into every corner of the room. And now I'm going to pop 2 peas into one hole because basically one's a backup. And to be honest, they normally always germinate anyway and then you've got extra peas. So I'm going to be popping 2 into each hole. I don't bother soaking my peas. I've tried it before. I actually did a little experiment a few years ago to see if your peas germinate. If there's a big enough difference to warrant soaking your peas in water overnight before planting them. For me, there wasn't. So yeah, I always sow them sort of all shriveled up. And the last 2, you can also pop 3 into a hole if you want, if you're feeling a bit crazy. So that's it. And now I'm just going to fill in the holes. And so that is how you sow the peas. It's the easiest thing in the world. So I'm going to add a label and Now I'm going to place these on a sunny windowsill. The ideal temperatures for germination for peas is around 16 to 21 degrees Celsius, no higher than that though, because they are cool weather plants. They do like it cool. If you're popping it on a windowsill that has a radiator underneath, turn it down, because it speeds everything up as well, the temperature. So because I'm sowing a bit earlier in February, I don't want them to sort of fly and take off and start germinating really quickly. I just want them to take their time. I'm going to keep the temperatures nice and cool, keep the soil moist but not saturated, so I'm going to water maybe once or twice a week. And remember to always rotate your peas as they're germinating, because like any seedling, they're going to lean towards the light source. So you don't want them to be sort of crooked, you want them to be as straight as possible. So make sure you turn them regularly. They should germinate within, depends, sometimes one to 3 weeks depending on temperatures. And then once the temperatures get a bit warmer outside, then we'll be able to plant them out. So that was how to plant peas in pots indoors. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, support the channel by subscribing. Follow the journey of these peas, because I'm going to be planting them out, showing you how to plant them out into pots. I hope you're all staying safe and well. I send you all my good wishes, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.